Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. Hope you guys all had a great week. Today, if you don't know, is the UVH Friday family chat. So this is where we get together, just the UVH community. We get together, talk stocks. We discuss, what happened this week, what are we doing, and every Friday we just look over some of the trades, good trades, bad trades, and just kind of go from there. Today was pretty interesting. There are a lot of ups and downs here. S&P's actually closed down $4, Dow's down 62, NASDAQ down 19, and as you can see here, what was it? Got a CNBC alert earlier today saying the NASDAQ falls for fourth straight day post worst start to September since 2008. Now, you got to take that with a grain of salt. They skew the media, run the numbers, and it's really not that bad. But if you look at the S&Ps right here, you can definitely see there's a lot of two-sided action. We were at one point down, went from 29.12 all the way down to 28.64 this week. It's going on, Jeff. And what this looks like is a lot of good. Ultimately we went down, but a lot of two-sided action here. We went, if you look at a lot of these days, we had a lot of rip ups and a lot of dips. It paid to do, like if you were swinging trades, so to be short this week, obviously. But if you're day trading, definitely a lot of momentum on either direction. You can make money either way. But of course, this was a short week, so it was a little bit difficult. If this is your first time here and you're part of the UVH community, definitely leave a comment. I want this to be kind of a two-sided dialogue. I want to meet everybody. I want to know where you're from. You're part of the UVH options trading group already. If not, hit the link below in the description. And today was the day for Tesla, as you know, and Tesla went down, ultimately went at open, dropped to 252.25, and this is the main topic I want to talk about today, Tesla. And as you can see here, media is all over this, and even like tech blogs are all over this, and they're making it a big deal that Elon Musk smokes weed on the Joe Rogan show. If you haven't seen the Joe Rogan show, I actually have a link in the description as well. You can actually go watch his interview there. It's like 2.5 hours long, but I have a link below for that if you missed it. But the Tesla share were down 7%. I mean, at one point they were down 11%, I think. At one point, almost maybe more, 12%. From 280 down to 252, and it recovered a little bit, but overall pretty boring day after it recovered. I did buy some 280 calls just in case it went from 252. It looked like I wanted to recover, and you never know if you're going to get that V-shaped chart there. Unfortunately, that did not happen. I only spent $7 on those. They were like 7 cents. I bought 5 of them, so I spent 35 bucks. Not a big deal. It's definitely worth the risk. I would have definitely been angry if I didn't take the risk and it went back up to 280. But this is getting plastered all over the news, mainly because it's a public CEO of a public company smoking weed. It is legal in California, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it'd be like he was also drinking whiskey. And not like he got super intoxicated. He was, if you watch the interview, he said like the effects didn't even do anything of them. Honestly, I don't even think he inhaled, really. But they're making a big deal of it. But I really believe the reason for the stock tanking is more on the C-suite, as it says here, C-suite resignations here. And Tesla's chief accounting officer quit after concluding Elon Musk and others weren't listening to him about the go private deal. So the smoking weed thing, I think, is just icing on the cake. I mean, if you think back in May, it kind of all started up back in May when Elon essentially said, on the ER conference call, he called people stupid and boring questions and belittling people, and it was then that, we pull up Tesla's chart here, it was back then that the stock kind of got a little crazy, And as you can see here, the stock's been whipsawing quite a bit this year, and the bigger issue is the reliability and the sustainability of Elon, I believe. I don't think this really has anything to do with him smoking weed. Yeah, he's going to catch some flack for it, but he's not hitting the production numbers that they expect. There's questions about cash flow, and I'm rooting for Tesla. I want Tesla to stay in business because, honestly, my personal opinion, I love trading it. I have a fun time trading it. It's a great stock to make money on. Would I sold my stock? Would I buy more stock? Not right now. But if they post profits, turn things around, sure, I wouldn't mind owning some stock. But right now, it's great for the options trader. A lot of two-sided action. You can buy premium, you can sell premium. Right now, IV's high, so I did sell some premium yesterday, which I was not anticipating this drop, of course. But it is what it is. It was a small trade. It was a 1-for-1 trade. I risked 125 to make only 25. Now I'm down like $100 on it. And I got till next week. Maybe it'll recover. Maybe not. If not, it'll be a small loser. Not a big deal. But definitely was not anticipating the news. But like I said, I definitely think that this has more to do with the C-level employees exiting, because if you have a great business, if things are going well, the people around you are going to thrive. They're not going to want to leave. And I think that's really what happened today. Was there some press? I think there was actually somebody else. I think it was like the head of HR or something quit as well. The accounting officer here. But then you get people like Kramer. And honestly, my opinion, I lose respect for Kramer yearly. It's continually decreasing. And, it's not that I condone smoking pot. It's not that I condone any of that. But I'm just saying the reason why the big drop, I don't think it had anything to do with him smoking pot. I mean, yeah, it's some bad press. But realistically, for the stock price in the long run, they're going to forget about it. And, he'll just be meme-ified till forever. But, Jim Cramer is saying Elon Musk's marijuana stunt. So he's saying this is, Jim Cramer is saying this is some sort of a marijuana stunt. This is some sort of publicity stunt, and it casts serious doubts about his ability to run Tesla. Honestly, if you watch the interview, I mean, people just look at it from the source. So like, if you just look at this picture, like, yeah, that doesn't look so good, but if you actually watch the interview, you'll see that was Joe Rogan gave a lot of great questions. There was a lot of, and a lot of thought behind Elon Musk's answers. And, he's kind of an awkward dude a little bit, but you could see that, he wants to do the world good. The things that he wants to do, you believe him. He's just a regular guy that's very smart, and he's at a level that, he's running Tesla, a public company, SpaceX, and the Boring Company, all very public people. All very public entities. And at that point, you're gonna, you have millions of followers on Twitter. You're a billionaire. You've kind of done the rags to riches story. People are interested in you, and that's what it is. And Kramer says this is the behavior of a man who should not be running a public company. And I do agree at an extent. Like, you shouldn't be. If you're running a public company, you have to think about the shareholders, you have to think about the people, but at the same time, those people have to understand that you're just a regular person too. Like, if you think, hey, Elon Musk is the only one to get, like, liquored up or whatever, I'm sure there's tons of other CEOs that are do way worse. I mean, probably paid for things to go away. There's probably, he's doing everything out in the open. He's being open with everybody, which, I mean, I guess shows his personality and what he values, what he doesn't value. But for me, I think it's more about the business, not really this little it's what the media was grabbing onto. I mean, yes, it's no one was expecting this to happen. The fact that it did happen is interesting, but the reason for the stock to go down, I don't think that's the key there. Ruben, I got Visa 145 calls for 921 expiration, but I'm down 25% today. How do you think they'll fare? If anybody has anything in regards to Tesla, leave a comment. Definitely want to know what your thoughts are on that. Let's check out Visa here. 145 calls next week. you know, looks like it could really go either way. And to be honest with you, I actually had a really light trading day today because like I told you guys last couple of days, or last Friday, that Fridays I'm kind of toning it down, only going to close trades, not really open it. I only made one trade today, and then that was that Tesla bought those cheapo calls that expired, worthless, lost like 35 bucks. Not a big deal. But Fridays, so far, Fridays on my track record for the last like 3-4 weeks have not been good. You know, I honestly haven't been profitable on a Friday in about a month. So this Friday I took off because last week what I've been noticing is, you know, if you take a look at Teslas, like a lot of things, most Fridays, the stocks haven't been doing anything. I was actually really surprised that the stocks were moving this much this morning. I mean, it went from 28 S&Ps went from 2864 all the way back up to 2890 here. Went from red to green. I mean, it was insane. And then it gave it all back as soon as those tariffs were announced, or potential tariffs. I mean, things are a mess right now. So I've been keeping my position small. I really, and it was a short week today. 7-day options. I should, going back to Ruben, the Visa ones, I think could go either way, honestly. You know, hope you got a good deal on those Visa. I mean, it looks like IV is low, so you'll fare well there, but it could go back to 140 easily. Definitely will go back to 140 easily. You know, obviously that's my opinion. 7-day options. I would short Tesla for next week. I'm actually long Tesla, and the reason why I'm long Tesla is before yesterday. Let's actually zoom in on this. I mean, before today. Yeah, it went from 305 all the way down to 277, but it looked like it was kind of wanting to bounce here, and then I put a position on yesterday when it was kind of leveling out down here in the 280s. And the reason why I did that, reason why I went long, I actually have a put spread on that expires next week. The reason why I went here is because like down in this 280 area, looked like it consolidated here and bounced and had you know, 1, 2, and then it consolidated here, and it looked like it wanted to bounce again, but then we had you know, the news that the C-level employees were exiting, and then we have this bad press with Elon. So that's why I put a bullish trade on yesterday. 7-day options lost 1,800 today. Yeah, I mean, options are no joke. You got to be careful. That's why I've been trading small, especially in this political arena right now. Like, it's been tough to trade because news could drop at any minute. I mean, I feel I've just been trading. Like, this week was a short week, so I really didn't do that many trades this week. I traded Alibaba 3 times, and it worked out. And then the spread that I put on yesterday, I actually lost $119 on it, but I've made about $300 on it this week so far. So I gave some back. So I had 2 winning trades on Baba and then 1 losing trade. But my gains outpaced my losses on that. So I wasn't really happy to give those back today. But at the end of the day, it looked like it was going to work out. I had $165 calls, which I should have probably cut loose, and then I didn't. And then, you know, I paid the price here. It just wasn't. It didn't go anywhere all afternoon here. Let's see here. David made 1,500 in AMD and stayed out on Friday. Yeah, AMD has been a mover, but as you can see, the last couple days it's been going sideways. You know, which I think is good for the stock for AMD because it needs some consolidation. Like, it needs to find some area of consolidation. Otherwise, we're gonna have some gap fills, and we're gonna have some troubles. We're going to have some troubles here on AMD. I mean, I'm definitely very interested in AMD. I actually had a strangle on there, a small strangle. I lost 40 bucks on it today. That closed out. I had the 30 calls and the 26 puts. That was a bit too wide, but premium was a bit rich, so I probably shouldn't traded it, but I'm glad that I traded it small. So today was a red day for me. I lost about $200 today. What's my take on EA Sports? Let's see here. EA. Now EA, I like to trade, even though like sometimes their options aren't very liquid. Let's actually take a look here. Oh, actually, before I get into that, I wanted to show you guys. I had a screenshot this morning of these. Yeah, these there were some on these puts for Tesla. If anybody here was anybody here holding Tesla puts today? Let me get that screenshot here because you can tell the difference here. Whoops, that's not it. Where are you? Oh, here it is. All right. Here's the screenshot. So I took this morning at 8:58 or 8:30 a.m. So right at open. I took it right at open, as you can see the screenshot up here, and you can see like these 240s and all these. This is why you got to be careful day trading on expiration day. So look at these. You made 1,000%, and if you were getting greedy with these, look at the 240s here. Close out worthless, down 50% on the day. So this is a good example here. If you take a look here, let me. These were the puts. We had some 2,000% gainers here, and the only ones that gained here, just so you know, for the beginner option trader, yeah, you made a lot of money here if you were holding these 240 puts. You're up 2,000%, 1,500%, or whatever. But if you were holding those into expiration and it's out of the money, you're going to lose all those gains. As you can see, it lost money here. But congrats to those that was short or held puts of Tesla, because I don't know. Let's see here. Oliver. Oh, EA. Let's go back to EA real quick. EA. I think EA has a great pipeline. I think they got slaughtered here, but I think it was due for a little correction. I mean, you went from 99 to 151, pretty much unchallenged here. Yes, you had some ups and downs, but it looks like a very good two-sided market here. But what I was saying is I don't think their liquidity in terms of their options are that great all the time. Let's see. I mean, not bad. Let's see what the September ones. Yeah, not terrible. Markets are about 5 cents wide, 10 cents wide in these monthlies here. Not terrible. Based on this chart today, I think that I might even look for a position in here. This looks like a nice bounce play here, back up to 120 or so. For me personally. Let's see here. Who else? Oliver did November bull call spread on Tesla. 7-day options wants to. He'd probably wait and see if Tesla retests 280. Yeah, well, it was retesting 280, but since I was already in the trade, I'm at max loss, so I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to hold on to it now, and then hopefully next week I can get out of that for a smaller loser than what it is. I'm only going to lose 125 on it, but any trade that you do, like when you have an account like this, you want to run it as a business, you don't want to lose money on anything. 7-day options had Tesla 270 puts on Tuesday and sold them on Thursday. Yeah, I guess you can't gamble though. If you're up on them, I'm guessing you close those for a profit, because the stock crashed pretty good here this week, last couple of days. I hope that I'm assuming you're profitable on those. You can't, a lot of people say, like I see like people will message say, hey, I'm up 200% or I'm 1,500% or I'm up 500%. Should I buy? Should I sell? That's up to you. You should really have an entry and an exit strategy, because like how are you going to know that the news is going to come out like some bombshell report, something that's going to tank it, and you're going to be up thousands of percent? Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but you still made profit on it. Profit's profit. Don't feel bad that you missed an opportunity, because like nobody knows where the market is going. No one knows that's going to happen. Like this could have easily, if you look at Tesla, it could have easily went, see a gap up from 290 and just went straight up. You could have lost all your gains there very easily. Options. Any seasoned options trader, as quick as you make gains, you can lose them a lot faster. I've been up 100%, 200%, and lost it all, and actually had to give money back before. That's nothing new. You think Apple will go up with phone news next week? Honestly, let's look at Apple here. Apple doesn't usually seem to be a big mover around those events. It seems to be priced in, and now it's had a huge rip from earnings here. I honestly don't see it. I'm actually not trading it because last few weeks, I haven't been very successful trading it. I mean, I did have one great winning trade on it about 2 weeks ago, but then the other 2 times I traded it on Friday, which kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, and it didn't move like anything on Friday. And but today was actually a bit of a mover on it, mostly because I think a report came out regarding the tariffs that their suppliers and stuff are going to get hit, and they're going to have some problems here with those tariffs coming up. So I would just use caution, because this political news is going to have an impact on any conference. It's going to outweigh it in terms of reliability in the stock price, at least for the short term. I mean, long term, I mean, it's probably going to go up, but you know, short term, if you're trading short term options, you know, you got to have the timing right and the price right. 7-day options, yeah, he made 150% gains on those. So I mean, that's still a good return. You know, you could have made thousands of percent, but you can't really think of it like that. You can't think of it like, hey, I could have made something, because also as easily you could have made 1,000%. You could have lost all those gains and went to zero. I mean, if you think about it, if something came out, let's say, instead of something like this came out, let's say a report came out and said, hey, Tesla's going to reach profitability next quarter, and the stock's up $30 before open, you know, you're screwed. What you recommend on how many positions to hold at one time? Crypto wants to know, what do you recommend on how many positions to hold at a time? So right now for me, I can't, it depends on the size of your account and also how much time that you have and how much control over you want your portfolio. If people have like jobs they go to, luckily for me, I'm able to sit at the desk, trade all day and do that. But you know, a lot of people have jobs, or they go to school or have other things to do, which is perfectly fine. But you obviously, if you have that time commitment somewhere else, you don't want to like load up on a bunch of positions and you come back and you know your account's blown up. You know, you have to trade what you're comfortable with. Like for me in this, especially like on a short week, so we didn't have Monday to trade. For me, I really only had 2 to 3 positions on at one time. Like for me, I like to have, especially like last year, 2017, I'd have like 10 or 11 positions on, because we were in a bull market, we were going up, and I was, you know, selling a lot of puts, because the market was going up, and we were grinding so slow. Like I had a lot of positions on because we were grinding so slow, but those days we would make a lot of money, you know, like, you know, $300 to $1,000, basically selling puts. But that's not a sustainable thing, because, you know, as you know, back in February the stock market crashed. You know, for me personally right now, because of things going on politically and the environment, you know, volatility, I've been really focused on just making 1 to 2 profitable trades versus selling puts or selling calls on a lot of different things. That's just for me. 7-day options have 2 Apple 220 puts expiring next Friday. So I mean, all signs lead to like a retracement here down to 215. All signs here for me, but you know, just be cautious. You know, it's hard to trade. It's hard to trade things like this, because there's no areas of support, and there's a lot of like fear of missing out. So people could be loading up here just because, you know, Warren Buffett said, hey, I bought more Apple stock. Just because I bought more Apple stock doesn't mean that it's a good idea for your portfolio. Warren Buffett has a lot of reasons to do a lot of different things. It doesn't mean that it's right for you. And that goes for anybody. Like I wouldn't recommend, you know, doing the exact same trades that I'm doing, because that may not be a great trade for you with your time commitment and, you know, what you believe in. Like I said, I always like to trade stocks that I believe in. Put that on Wednesday. So yeah. Definitely love the interaction that we're having here, guys. Who's here right now from our options trading group, and is anybody here that's brand new? If you're brand new, hit the subscribe button, and if this video is of value to you, hit that like. I would definitely appreciate it. This channel is definitely growing a lot faster than I could have imagined. But you know, in terms of Tesla, in terms of Alibaba and stuff like that, I've been trading Alibaba mainly because of all the news, and there's been a lot of two-sided action. As you can see, it's been a great stock. Lorenzo sub this week. Welcome, Lorenzo. Thanks for joining us. It's always us versus herd. Holden Smith says, "What do you think of AVLR?" AVLR. Alvera. Looks like this is a new stock here. There's not much data on it. Looks like, do they have the IPO a couple months ago? LVR. I actually haven't heard of it, and there's no instruments for options, so I don't really trade stocks like this because it looks like it's brand new. Not a lot of demand for it. As you can see, the volume is really low here, low volume. IB looks okay, but there's no options to trade on it. So I have no input. This is not something that I would trade. Hamed, hope your channel goes fast. One of my favorites. And I definitely appreciate that. I wouldn't actually believe that people would subscribe and watch this channel, but I definitely appreciate everyone that does. Thank you so much. 7 day option. I'm not actually in your option trading group. You don't have to be if you want to. It's free. Link is below. But today's Friday. I don't want this video to get too extended. Did you trade BKS today? I did not trade BKS today. I don't know what BKS is. Oh, Barnes and Noble. Yeah, I don't really trade like single digit stocks. Anything under $10. I don't really like to trade stocks even really under $50, mainly because when you're buying and selling premium, it takes a lot of work to gain $1 or lose $1, that kind of thing. I have a better track record with stocks $100 or above, or like let's say Square, for instance, is like 80, 90 bucks and it moves big, or Twitter's a $30 stock right now, but it moves big. I mean, it moves 8% sometimes, 7%. So I have a better track record with that, and it really all depends on your personality and what you like to invest in. And Barnes and Noble is not one of mine, but yeah, looks pretty big. I mean, yeah, look at this, 16% went up 75 cents. I mean, this is not something I would typically trade myself. E-Trade, Raphael, E-Trade is going to be a good short. Why is E-Trade going to be a good short? Let's see. What's E-Trade's ticker? Let's see here. E-Trade. Pull up. No. I don't really know what their ticker symbol is. I don't trade E-Trade either. MU. MU is a popular one. Obviously, because it's went from 32 bucks to $64. What do you think of a put option for next week? Let's see here. Micron, I mean, it's testing area support. Yeah, I definitely, we're below area support here, 45-ish. This does not look good. Actually, this might be something I'd be looking into. The only thing is the IV is really high here, so if you're buying puts, just be careful because this IV crush could come. If you're selling calls and stuff, you might have a better chance here. Let's look at it, how rich these are. I'm guessing they're going to be rich. Yeah, I mean, not too bad. You just got to be careful about these. You know, today I only moved 21 cents. You know, it didn't move a lot. But if it does fall, I mean, this is going to go to 39, 40 bucks here. That's what I feel. Lawrence, I did some puts on Riot blockchain after SEC is suing them, came out today. Nice. I don't really like to trade the crypto hype. So I second them. Bought call for 921. ETFC E-Trade. Okay, here we go. Thanks. Oh, it's a star, not a dash. I got it. That's why it wasn't pulling up. Yeah, Thinkorswim's thing, you got to be exact with that. So you bought a call for 921. Definitely looks dicey. Definitely looks dicey. Well, that's. Oh, you want to. Let's see here. Oh, E-Trade's a good short. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're on the same page, Raphael. Yeah, 60 to 55. It doesn't look like it wants to slow down. Even though I've been trying to disregard Fridays because they've been kind of like low volume days and they haven't really been paying off. Hopefully, you know, the kids go back to school and people get back from the Hamptons here and start making some moves here, because this have been, Fridays have just been so boring. That's why I've been not trading them. So once they start picking up, I'll start trading them a little bit more. But like I was saying, you guys have a great weekend. Don't want this video to be too long. I definitely appreciate all those that contributed, the people that are going to watch this later. Join us next Friday for our family chat. Love chatting with you guys. Love meeting you all. Thanks so much.